big thing that was on my mind today. By the way, look at that. See those 2 posts? I have 6 more of those. We have the holes dug. We just need to set 6 more of those. You know what it is? That's gonna be our massive 24-foot woodshed, you know, a little bit away from the house. Because I learned that you can't have wood close to the house because of termites. For the evening, these first 2 posts were set by my friend and I. My friend's like an expert at everything. These 2 posts were me, first time. Okay, we are continuing the project of setting these 6x6s in the holes. I have one problem though. The holes, I have 4 more left to go. The holes are filled with water, and I'm a newbie at concrete work, so I don't know if I can just pour concrete into the water. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Here's what it looks like. These are at least 2.5 feet deep. They're 30+ inches deep, and that is 8 inches from the top, filled with water. This one's probably a foot from the top, filled with water. That one's down there quite a ways. It's still got water, and this one's dry. I'm not sure why that one stays dry, but I want to set these things today. But I'm not sure, do I have to pump the water out? Or can I just pour mixed concrete, you know, ready to go concrete in, and set the poles and maybe the water just comes out the top? I really don't know. To be safe so I don't screw it up, I'm planning on pumping, but if this pops up in the future, I'd love to know if any of you other homesteaders or handymen or know-it-all types, which I know a few of those myself, in a good way, know-it-all. I'm not saying that in a derogatory way. I'd love to know if you could just set them and forget them. The pump is working. I don't know if this was more trouble than I needed, but I didn't have time to wait for an answer, so we're pumping the water out. It would have been a heck of a lot easier just to pour concrete in there and go with it, but couldn't risk the mistake. Concrete is way too permanent, right? Finished product, kinda. It's actually not even close to finished. The poles are just set. 8 of them. This thing's gonna be good. 24 feet long-ish. Again, I had problems with the water, so you can knock my concreting ability. I don't care, it's sloppy.
On tree. 4, actually. Ready? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Tethered to your family's heart like a baby doll in a young girl's arms. But there comes a time when the world gets small, so it's best get moving on. The willow trees for show marquees, country roads for the city streets. Too many things start happening, you best find your way back home. My friend, won't you ride? Don't do well at saying goodbye. Yeah, my friend, won't you ride? Post to Carol, Caroline. Packed your bags and you headed up north. Hope you find what it is you're looking for.
Okay, Instagrammers, this thing is gonna go up on YouTube eventually when I finally get this woodshed done. But I'm interested in your thoughts, your opinions. Don't be too harsh on me because I've worked ridiculously hard on what I've done so far, but let me show you. Okay, so our issue is I have no way to keep wood from getting wet. So here's our dirty porch along the length of our house. I'm gonna build a pathway out to that woodshed. Just a stone walkway. But we're starting with the woodshed so we can get all this wood underneath here. And don't knock this. You can knock it a little bit, just don't be too harsh, like I said, because I've spent the last 2 days shoveling this thing out a few inches, not that many inches because it was super hard. But then we're gonna put these bigger rocks and then smaller rocks on top of it, and then we can stack wood just right on top, and then we'll finish off the woodshed as well. Whenever I get the chance to do that. So that's our progress so far. We're down, so the weeds don't get too bad in there. Yeah, I'm not gonna redo it, so don't tell me all the things that are wrong, but if you have advice going forward, I would welcome that advice. You can also tell me, I know I look like a lumberjack right now, that's just the way it is. It's like cold half the time, and then it gets really super warm. Right now I'm really warm. You can tell me, hey, next time you do something like that, maybe do it this way. You can tell me that. Don't tell me to undo anything, because I'm probably not, unless...
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water, and I think of all the things that you do, and in my head I paint a picture. Well, since I've come on home, oh, my body's been a mess. I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Valerie, oh Valerie.
Hey, let's talk notching wood. Before this project, this woodshed, I'd never notched a thing in my life. But this is my 5th notch that I'm working on right here. And let me tell you how easy it is. It's awesome. Actually, you just use a circular saw, cut your bottom edge of where you want the notch, your top edge of where you want the notch, and then just go to town in between. And then you take a little chisel and you stick it in one of those grooves, and you just do, I love that. I just love it. Want to hear it again? Want to hear it again? I do. It's awesome. It's like cracking your knuckles, right? No, and then once you get those notches out, the wood will be kind of messy, so you just use your chisel and kind of smooth it out a little bit, but it's awesome. It's an awesome technique.
Well, since I've come on home, oh, my body's been a mess. I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over, stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over?
The neighbor's pig ran away from home across the road to our place. And somewhere, it's amazing how fast a pig is, by the way. It's somewhere in this woods or down there in the pasture. Let's turn this around. Kids are running. I think they saw it. Oh, I think you found it. Let's see. I want to watch them chase it though. Oh, I don't have it. Here, piggy, piggy, piggy. Here, piggy, piggy, piggy. Tiny little thing. Alright guys, kids are playing in the woods. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to do something I've never done before, which is put on a metal roof on top of a woodshed. So how often do I space the screws? I don't want my roof to fly off in the wind. So how often do I space the screws? Of course, they're gonna be 18 inches apart this way, but I was gonna go about 12 inches apart. Okay, it's a bit of a cold one and muddy one today, so still got some woodshed work in, so let's see the progress. So I got one side on, and my understanding of a woodshed now, you should have a gap for airflow. You don't want to completely enclose a woodshed because it doesn't give adequate airflow to dry out and season your wood. Another thing I'm kind of proud of, the edges, this thing's not perfectly square. So it's not easy to get this thing perfectly square. Maybe people in the construction field know how to do it, but when you're setting these posts that you see, it was really hard to get it like perfectly square down to the, you know, 1/8 or 16th of an inch. So we were a bit off in our square, not too far off, but a couple inches. It's a couple inches longer on the front side than the back side. So that means I didn't have an even overhang for the roof. So I sawed it off, and it was a pretty rough cut, and I didn't like how it looked. So to clean it up, I got these aluminum, I don't know if you can see it, these aluminum angle pieces. There, now you can see it. Yeah, and I think that cleaned it up pretty nice. So those edges look really, really nice. And then, so I did that today, finished up the roof, and then got this side all done. So next step is to do that side, and then I think I'm gonna put a front piece of wood, 1x6 across the top of the front. I'm not sure if I'll do that to the back. And then the last step would be to, it doesn't have to be the last step, I guess, but I'm gonna put in some, I believe these are number 2 stones, and then I'm gonna put in some smaller stones, which I believe are the number 9s, or I might have that backwards. I don't know stone lingo. So we're gonna be surfacing that, leveling that out with smaller stone, and then we'll have the same type of thing as a pathway all the way up to the house. So that is the story. Otherwise we have to walk through this mud every time we want wood. And that's not gonna work. It's actually snowing. Not sure if you can see it or not. And I thought, ground's probably hard and frozen. So this is a perfect day to haul some rock. You would think, and I'm doing that. But let me show you the result. So last load of rock, I hope. Here's what, there you have it. I filled in, kind of leveled this off. Pretty nice, I'm pretty happy with it. You're just gonna do this little area. But here's the result. The ground was not as hard as I thought. So, nice little track there, all the way out to the end of our driveway. But that's all right. I was going to, eventually, probably sometime this year, I was gonna make a little roadway all the way to the, all the way around here to the woodshed. So it's a nice and easy trip with the truck or the tractor for wood. So I think that's sooner than later. Whew. Finishing up right now, I'm putting up that little, I don't know what you call it, like a wood fascia piece all along the front just to make it look a little nicer, cover up the ends of the studs or the joists up there. Just have that little section to go, but it is brutal. I can't feel my fingertips, and the screws honestly aren't going in the wood very easily, so I'm really having to force it. Plus it's snowing and I can barely see anywhere, but it's beautiful outside. But we are almost finished. Woo!